Baltimore, a city celebrated for its harbour, its resilience and its unique charm. Beneath the surface, a darker history lurks. This is the story of Baltimore's deep ties to the slave trade, a history often whispered but rarely confronted. This essay will explore the uncomfortable truth behind Baltimore's rise, revealing how the city's prosperity was built on the backs of enslaved Africans. Baltimore's involvement in slavery went far beyond the bustling docks and slave ships. The city was a financial hub, fueling the slave trade through loans, insurance and investments. Merchants and bankers amassed fortunes by financing voyages, insuring human cargo and investing in plantations. This financial infrastructure was essential to the slave trade's operation, making Baltimore a silent partner in the suffering of millions. The city's banks provided the necessary capital to purchase ships and outfit them for the long and perilous journey across the Atlantic. These financial institutions also offered loans to plantation owners, enabling them to buy more enslaved people to work their lands. Insurance companies in Baltimore played a crucial role as well, offering policies that protected slave traders against the loss of their human cargo due to disease, rebellion or shipwreck. This meant that even in the face of tragedy, the financial losses were mitigated, encouraging further investment in the trade. The profits generated from these ventures were immense, and they were reinvested into the local economy, building infrastructure and creating wealth for the city's elite. Thus, Baltimore's economy became deeply intertwined with the institution of slavery, making it a key player in this dark chapter of history. The legacy of this involvement is still felt today, as the wealth accumulated during this period laid the foundation for many of the city's modern institutions. The tentacles of the slave trade reached deep into Baltimore's economy. Shipbuilding thrived as demand for slave ships soared. Rope walks produced shackles and chains used to restrain enslaved Africans. Warehouses bulged with tobacco and cotton, crops cultivated by enslaved labor. These industries, fueled by the slave trade, generated jobs and wealth for white Baltimoreans while perpetuating the brutal system of slavery. The names of those who profited from slavery are etched in Baltimore's history. Men like William Patterson, founder of the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad, and Johns Hopkins, a merchant and philanthropist, amassed vast fortunes directly or indirectly tied to slavery. Patterson's railroad not only facilitated the movement of goods, but also played a role in the transportation of enslaved people, further entrenching the institution of slavery in the economic fabric of the city. Johns Hopkins, known today for the prestigious university and hospital bearing his name, was deeply involved in the mercantile trade, which was heavily reliant on the labor of enslaved individuals. Institutions like the Bank of Maryland and the Baltimore Equitable Society provided financial lifelines to the slave trade, solidifying the city's role as a key enabler of this horrific system. The Bank of Maryland, for instance, offered loans and financial services to slave traders, ensuring that the trade could continue to thrive. The Baltimore Equitable Society, an insurance company, provided policies that protected the investments of slave owners, offering them a safety net that further incentivized the perpetuation of slavery. These financial institutions were not merely passive participants, they were active enablers, creating a robust economic infrastructure that supported and sustained the slave trade. Their involvement was crucial in making Baltimore a significant hub for the buying, selling and transportation of enslaved people. The wealth generated from these activities funded the growth and development of the city, leaving a legacy that is still evident in Baltimore's architecture, institutions, and social fabric today. Understanding the roles of these key figures and institutions is essential for comprehending the full impact of slavery on Baltimore's history and development. It sheds light on how deeply intertwined the city's prosperity was with the exploitation and suffering of enslaved individuals, a dark chapter that continues to resonate in contemporary discussions about race, equity, and justice. The influence of slave money extended far beyond the waterfront. It seeped into the foundations of Baltimore, financing the construction of elegant homes, churches, and public buildings. The city's elite, enriched by slavery, shaped Baltimore's cultural and political landscape, their wealth a constant reminder of the human cost of their prosperity. The abolition of slavery in 1865 did not erase its legacy. The economic and social disparities born from centuries of exploitation persisted, leaving a deep scar on Baltimore's social fabric. Segregation, discrimination, and systemic racism continued to plague black communities, a stark reminder of the long shadow cast by slavery. Facing the past, shaping the future. Confronting Baltimore's history with the slave trade is not about assigning blame, but about understanding the roots of present-day inequalities. It's about acknowledging the enduring legacy of slavery and its impact on the city's social, economic, and political landscape. Only by facing this difficult past can Baltimore truly move towards a more just and equitable future. Unmasking the past, the importance of historical awareness. Uncovering and understanding Baltimore's hidden history is not merely an academic exercise, it is a moral imperative. By shining a light on the city's past, we gain a deeper understanding of the systemic racism and inequality that persist today. Historical awareness is essential for dismantling these systems and creating a more just and equitable society. The ripple effect, how slavery still impacts us today. The legacy of slavery continues to resonate in Baltimore and beyond. The economic disparities, the racial segregation, the mass incarceration rates, all of these issues are directly linked to the historical and ongoing consequences of slavery. Understanding this connection is crucial for addressing these injustices and working towards a more equitable future. A call to action, reconciliation and reparations. Acknowledging Baltimore's role in the slave trade is only the first step. True reconciliation requires action. This includes investing in marginalized communities, supporting policies that promote racial equity, and engaging in open and honest dialogue about race and reparations. By confronting its past and taking concrete steps towards repair, Baltimore can begin to heal the wounds of history and build a more just and equitable future for all its citizens. Reconciliation is not just about acknowledging past wrongs, but also about making amends. It involves a deep commitment to understanding the historical context and the lasting impact of slavery and systemic racism. This means recognizing the economic, social, and psychological scars that have been left on generations of African Americans. Investing in marginalized communities is crucial. This can take many forms, such as improving access to quality education, healthcare, and affordable housing. It also means creating job opportunities and supporting Black-owned businesses. These investments help to level the playing field and provide the resources needed for these communities to thrive. Supporting policies that promote racial equity is another essential step. This includes advocating for criminal justice reform, ensuring fair voting rights, and addressing disparities in income and wealth. Policies must be designed to dismantle the structures that perpetuate inequality and to create a society where everyone has an equal chance to succeed. Engaging in open and honest dialogue about race and reparations is vital. This means listening to the voices of those who have been affected by racism and slavery and being willing to have difficult conversations. It requires a willingness to learn, to empathize, and to take responsibility for creating change. By taking these steps, Baltimore can set an example for other cities and communities. It can show that true reconciliation is possible when there is a genuine commitment to justice and equity. The journey towards healing is long, but with determination and collective effort, a brighter future is within reach.